Hey pretty baby with the... Oh! Hey guys. Didn't see you sneak up on me like that. It is time for me to respond to Mr. Javon Zombie. You can get his links up here. He recently tagged me in the My Life in Music video tag, and so I am going to do that to the best of my ability. Some of these questions go back a little ways, so again, relying on this, kind of dangerous, but I'm going to do my best. So, question number one in this particular tag. What was your first single that you bought, either CD or vinyl? Now, again, I do go far enough back that vinyl was very much a thing. I had a number of 45s back in the day. By the way, kids, CD 45, the 45s do not fit into the CD player. But my first, no, don't laugh, do not mock. I will monitor these comments very closely. My first 45 that I remember was the Village People YMCA. Okay? YMCA by the Village People. I also remember getting fairly early on the theme song to the television show Welcome Back, Kotter. So if you remember that, congratulations, you're old. Number two, what was the first song that you shared with your boyfriend, girlfriend, or partner? So if we're talking about my wife, the first song that I remember dancing with her was probably from the... It wasn't the song from the soundtrack, but it was from the Aladdin movie. They did a pop version of A Whole New World. I think it was by Peabo Bryson. I'm not saying it was, my favorite song at the time, but that's the first song that I remember singing with her. I'm modifying question number three just a little bit to who was your first musical crush? And again, I'd have to hop in the old time machine and go back a little ways, but let's go back. Let's go back, kids. It's Casey Kasem, and I'm taking you back for an oldie but a goodie. I would have to say that I had a little bit of a thing for Olivia Newton-John back in the day. You may remember her from her Physical smash hit, and she had a couple other things where, she'd look right into the camera and give you that smoky look like, oh my goodness, made my... see that floating around? Made my teenage heart kind of melt. So that is my question to number three. Number four, the song you hate the most. I gotta tell you, I spent probably too much time thinking about this one. I really did. Because I've got really eclectic musical tastes, and I'm hard-pressed to think of a song that I hate. I know the way Javon came at it was he had a song that he associated, I think, with a former girlfriend. Somebody really broke his heart, and I couldn't come up with one. So I'm going to have to say pass? I don't know. That's question number four. Number five, what got you into the music that you love today? I just told you, I have very eclectic tastes in music, and I will listen to almost anything. Yeah, even country, even a little bit of metal, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. But I grew up watching Hanna-Barbera cartoons, so things like Scooby-Doo with little musical inserts, and Josie and the Pussycats, that sort of thing. I watched movies with all kinds of amazing soundtracks. And yes, I think I have mentioned this on the channel, and if you're new to it, welcome. Please do subscribe. If you're new to the channel, this may come as news, but I did work at a radio station for about 10 years, fairly on in my work life. And that was a country radio station. And no, country is not my genre of choice. But, yeah, I have a number of interesting music tastes, And I think it's because I was into various activities throughout my life that, continue to shape and influence the kind of music that I enjoy listening to. Question number 6. What was your first album that you purchased with your own money? Again, you're asking me to rely on, and so we will go with the double vinyl album Alive by the rock and roll band Kiss. And there was some really cool stuff on there. I was big into Kiss back in the day, and to the best of my recollection, that may well have been the first album I bought. So not only an album, but a double album. Gotta love that. The album that you could listen to the most. I think that this one's pretty easy for me. I am a big fan of Billy Joel, the Piano Man, and his album I think that I enjoy the most is Glass Houses. Songs like You May Be Right, It's Still Rock and Roll to Me, and perhaps one of the lesser known songs off of that, I Don't Want to Be Alone. Didn't get as much radio airplay, and certainly if you go down through his hits, probably wouldn't be one that comes to mind for the casual fan, but some really good stuff. Question number 8, your favorite soundtrack. Again, I think this was pretty easy for me. I am a big child of the 80s. I love all kinds of music that came out of that decade, and so I would have to say my favorite soundtrack from front to back is Top Gun. Again, Danger Zone, Mighty Wings, Take My Breath Away, and of course, You've Lost That Lovin' Feeling. Don't make me sing a few bars. I'll do it. Let's see. The song that you like to dance with, the song you dance to with your other, the song that you like to dance to with your other half. I think that's the way this is going. Again, I would have to pick one from the 80s, and I would go with Journey. The song is Faithfully. Number 10, what song do you secretly like that gets you moving? I kind of came at this from what is your favorite guilty pleasure? I don't know if that's the way that it's meant, but, hey, I'm the one answering the questions, so I get to answer it any way I darn well please. And we will go with, again, I will be monitoring the comments. No rude comments. I would have to go with Aqua, Barbie Girl. Yeah, I know. But, I turn it up and roll down the windows and cruise along and sing at the top of my lungs. What was the first gig that you ever went to? Again, Billy Joel. Billy Joel went with a girlfriend from high school, and that was an awesome concert. What was your favorite gig that you ever went to? Again, going back to high school, and probably about 8-10 of us all got tickets to go see Genesis, the Invisible Touch Tour. Phil Collins at the time, just huge. So that was very cool. Genesis, Invisible Touch, favorite concert. Who would you like to be on stage with? I'm starting to sound like one of those broken 45 records. We're going to have to go with Mr. Billy Joel. I had a chance to see him perform. My wife and I went to see him perform when he was touring around with Sir Elton John. This is going back a couple years now. And that was just such an amazing concert. And Billy Joel brings such a huge variety of instrumentalists with him when he comes on stage. Percussion, brass, saxophone, the whole 9 yards. And so I would definitely love to go on tour with Billy Joel for a night or a week or whatever it was that they would offer me the chance to do. What era would you have been born in? And honestly, I am so happy that I grew up in the 80s. A lot of great music came out of that decade. A lot of fun stuff to listen to, even if it was just a one-hit wonder. But if I had to pick an alternate era, I would probably go with the 60s. I'm a big fan of like the Beach Boys and the surf rock music. Love it. So 80s or alternate 60s. And I guess that brings us up to our final question. What albums are you looking forward to down the line? I gotta admit, guys, I have no idea what is coming out. I really don't. I listen to a lot of podcasts in the car, so when I'm not watching YouTube at home, I'm listening to podcasts in the car, and a lot of that is talkie talk. Whether it's about action figures or movies or even news, even silly things like NPR. What is that show? Car Talk. Car Talk. I love those guys. They're crazy. But that is it for my Life in Music tag. And I guess I'm supposed to tag a couple of people. Okay, sorry about the jump cut, but I really wanted to think about this. So here are the 3 people that I need to tag to do this video for themselves. Let's go with Super Sara's Stuff. Let's go with Osgood's Orbit. And let's go with another young lady. We will go with LeslieDawn Whimsy. So you all have been tagged. I hope you have not done the video. I'm going to insert this in, hopefully not too rugged of a jump cut. But here we go. Let's do it. Osgood's Orbit and the 2 ladies, Super Sara's Stuff and LeslieDawn Whimsy. Hope you guys haven't been tagged yet. If you have, I guess you can just link to the video that you've already done. So that's it for me. I'm out of here. Have a good week, guys.